Alright, so today I think we're going to really go over the car and kind of assess what all is wrong, what all is right, and just take a step back and figure out where we need to go and what we want to do next. Car is an 86 Trans Am, has a 305 that has been pretty pretty heavily molested. I mean, you can tell that the wiring is just, horrible at best. The fact that the car fires up and runs is kind of surprising, but it actually does, and it runs pretty smoothly. Problem is that I'm assuming I've got some bad rings because it smokes pretty bad. Um, it was an AC car, but the air conditioning system is no longer here. The heater core is no longer here, and um, I believe the car was carbureted from the start, but I'm not sure. So I do have the AC system in storage. I'm assuming was removed because it didn't work, obviously, but either way, I'm going to have to update to retrofit the AC system. And the guy I got the car from has a heater core, but as we all know, heater core part is not the expense, it's the actual labor of installing one. But since this car is getting gutted inside and out, that's neither here nor there. So I've already taken off the front nose to make room for the replica nose, which came from Kit Customs. Thank you, Ricardo. This thing is awesome. Can't even start to tell you how happy I am with the way that nose turned out. And yes, my garage is a mess. But, and also, that's not quite factory for my coolant overflow. It works, but that's got to go. I want this to be, this car is not going to be a powerhouse. It's just going to be a fun cruiser. So the 305 is going to have more than enough power for what I want. And I just want to clean all this mess up. And as you can tell, the hood is the actual correct hood. Got it from good friend Peter Kiss, and it's in decent shape. Whoever had it before him drilled hood pins in it, so I'm going to have to fix that. And the hood has got a little bit of surface rot, so I'm going to clean all that up. Shouldn't be too major. The metal is still intact, so we're good there. Now, let's go over here. This side fender is actually a replacement that was also from Peter Kiss, and it's in really good shape. I'm so happy. The other fender, on the other hand, not so much. It's pretty banged up, and I found a few fenders here and there, so I'm just going to buy another fender instead of trying to straighten this one out. The headlight doors, this one is the original headlight door from the car. This one, not so much. Actually, I take that back. This one was, I believe this one was actually incorrect also, but that neither one of those matter because with the way the car is made, with the replicas, I'll probably use the fog lights in the front bumper more than I'll use the headlights anyway, because to me the car just looks weird with the headlights up. I know that the actual car on the show had the headlights up on occasion, but it was more commonly down, and 6 fog lights in the front should be more than enough light. We still have Camaro wheels. Of course, Kit had the 82 Trans Am TurboCast fin and bowling ball hubcap wheels, which are a small fortune now if you find them. I know there's a company that made some replicas of them, and I think they're still around, but even then, you're still looking at a good $2,500 for a set of wheels and hubcaps that, under normal circumstances, would be considered ugly, but they're accurate to the replica. I know that Ricardo makes a cap that actually goes over these stock wheels, and pretty much any wheel, from what I could tell, that simulates the bowling ball effect, and I think that's the way that I'm going to go, and we'll at least try it and see how it looks, because $400, $400 or $500 is way better than $2,500 anyway. All right, now to the horror show. I think there's a little bit of sun damage. It's kind of hard to tell because there's not a whole lot of dash left. But obviously none of that matters because all that top pad is coming out and going to be replaced with the Knight Rider replica dash. The steering wheel will be replaced with the Gullwing steering wheel replica. However, I do plan on getting a better steering wheel than this one, because my thought is that once when I'm not actually taking the car out to show, I'm going to have just a standard steering wheel in here, and just have a quick release to where I can pop it in and out. The center console is the stock 86 and not correct for the show, but I've been doing some digging, and I honestly don't know how I'm going to replace that center console, because the replica has a center console that's loaded with buttons, and it'll cover the majority of that. I may actually just look into getting a just a square lid to go over that to kind of make it look like the 82. Majority of the rest of this stuff is covered, so I'm not too worried about it. That god-awful gear shifter is going to have to go. But and you can see I've been doing some gutting already. Car came with factory red interior. Kit came with factory tan interior. I'm not sure that I'm going to go with tan interior because I hate it, but if I want to be accurate to the replica, I need to. Gonna do some thinking on that one. I still haven't decided. I actually had put a lot of thought into staying with this red interior. I thought black Trans Am, red interior, lots of red and green LEDs. I think it would look cool, but a lot of the purists are mortified by that thought. But then again, I'm the one spending thousands, not them, so it may end up with red. It's going to be either red or black. I want something dark that isn't going to show as much dirt and grime. I work in a garage, so you know, if I drive the car to work and I sit down covered in grease, it's going to show. You see the doors have been completely skinned. These doors are coming off. They're both heavily damaged, but I also already have replacements. I just need to paint the insides before I put the doors on. I don't want to install the doors, then have to pull them back off and paint the door jambs. The 86 Trans Am came with ground effects, and these metal, if you can see it, I started to get this one loose, but these brackets are not correct for the replica, and those have got to come off, but they're proving to be a bit more of a pain than I realized. And then the real horror show is up here in the T-tops. I'm not going to take them out because I don't want to, but you can see right there, there's some rust. It's actually pretty dramatic underneath there. The gap right here in the middle is covered up with rust pretty bad. It's up here pretty bad. I've got someone who is able to hopefully help me out with that. Looks like I can just weld in some sheet metal and clean it up. Also, of course, the windshield's busted. Gonna have to replace that and onward. Luckily, whoever had the car before me removed the Trans Am, I call it a whale tail spoiler. You can see the lines right here from where it kind of wrapped around, but they put the accurate for what I want spoiler on there. Kit did not have that third brake light. I'm still not 100% sure what I'm going to do there either. I actually don't hate that brake light, so who knows. Once again, it's going to be a mutt, so it's going to be different. 86 tail lights. Kit had a black cover, and I don't know if I'm going to waste the money to buy the 82 tail lights and then cover them black, or if I'm just going to figure out a way to cover these black. This is the wrong rear bumper. I've got a guy that has several of these rear bumpers. I'm going to get a rear bumper off of him. And then this door latch, or this rear tail latch, also does not work, so we've got to fix that. This door is the one that took the majority of the damage. It's mangled, so as you can see, I mean, it barely opens. I don't like to open it because sometimes it tries to catch on that fender, and I'm not ruining that brand new, well, new to me fender. But as you can see, there is a lot of work ahead of me. A lot of body work. I plan on doing the majority of the body work myself. No, I'm not a professional body person, but by the time this is over with, I will be. Luckily, I have a lot of good friends that are body people, so I have a lot of good resources to learn from. The car came factory with a 700R4 transmission. I'm not sure. I don't think that's what's in here now. When I had the car up in the air, the transmission pan doesn't look like a 700R4, and the way it shifts is a little weird. If you could see under the car, you could see why. Whoever installed this transmission just kind of haggled the linkage together. So I'm either going to take it to my shop or take it to a local shop here and let them look at it. There's a couple of guys locally that are really good that I'm friends with, so may have them look at it for me and see if it's a 700R4. I think it's a turbo 350, but I honestly don't know. I'm not a transmission person at all, so we shall see. For now, I have more than enough body work and just tidying up work to keep me busy without having to buy extra stuff for a good minute. So basically what I'll be doing is just cleaning up body work and setting money back to basically either buy all the replica parts or start. I think what I'll end up doing first is I've got the majority of the replica parts for the exterior already, so all I need is to get this car running cleanly, and I'll have a good exterior replica that I can at least drive around and enjoy while I'm working on the inside. So next step is just clean up the body work, set back money to have an engine rebuilt and a transmission gone through or replaced. So I think that's it. So wish me luck, guys.